I'm finna drop the light and set this game on fire. See me burn to death before I retire. Everybody surprised they spit this hot. Like how the white boy get his game unlocked. I'm a full-blown pride to the melting pot. Color don't mean a thing if you want my thoughts. Wait, hold up 1 second. Let me take a quick breath before I kill this record.
All right, let's try it. One more motherfucking time. Here we go. Now I'm seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. I mean, I really did think, like, wow, it's like I'm getting worse at this.
It's a learning curve. You're facing things for the very first time. So.
You're a coach, not a drill sergeant, right? Your drill sergeant would be like, why are you fucking up, motherfucker?
It's true. That's not how I roll.
That is not how you roll. Well, I do want to welcome everybody to Shit Happens When You Party Naked. Take 3. We're going to get this shit right eventually.
I think it's more than take 3.
Yeah, it's at least take 3. I may have lost count.
I think it's more like take 6 or take 7.
Why you got to tell the whole internet that? Why you got to tell them all that? Shit. I do want to thank everybody for listening to this shitty podcast. I want to thank some folks. I got a man named Mike Marino. He did my logos. You can find Mike Marino on Facebook if you need some graphic design shit done. Hit my man up at Mike Marino on Instagram. You can take a look at some of his shit as well. It's beautiful stuff, not just the logo he created for us. I also want to thank my man Dom99. That was his beautiful intro music that you heard, just whisking you into this wonderful podcast experience. You can find Dom99 on SoundCloud at Dom99 or download his music. Give him a few bucks. DomTheIllustrious.bandcamp.com. Give him a few bucks. Download a few of his tracks. Give him a little bit of gas money. You can take a girl out on a date. That's always nice. I want to say what's up.
Or a guy.
Well, or a guy, yeah. I mean, we're not judgmental on this podcast. If he wants to take a dude out, I mean, I presumed he was going to take a girl out, but maybe that was just kind of old-fashioned. Yeah, that actually might have been a little closed-minded of me to presume that he was going to take a girl out.
Jumped to a conclusion.
He might take out a boyfriend, and him and a guy might go out. And I don't know. I guess you got to get 2 popcorns so each one can poke a hole in the bottom and feed his dick through the popcorn. Because if it's a man and a woman,
what I was thinking.
It's one of the first things you have to consider, because when you go on a date, a heterosexual date, a man and a woman, you only need 1 popcorn because there's only 1 penis to put into the popcorn from below, so that when the girl's reaching in, she grabs your buttery dick. That's the whole point. You're making a face like you've never heard of this before. Like I've
never heard of that.
I didn't do that on our first date.
If you did, I didn't notice.
Oh, fuck, it's that tiny. I was like, wait, she's going to get to the bottom eventually. She's going to find this thing.
I lost interest in the popcorn.
She's like, yeah, it's too buttery. It's too salty. I'm done with the popcorn. I'm like, oh, just a little deeper, baby. There's a surprise. It's like a Cracker Jack box. There's a surprise waiting for you. You got to find it. You got to find it, baby.
Funny.
I want to thank my man, Tommy Bush, a.k.a. Tommy Pubic Hair. Tommy Pubic Hair is a good dude, solid guy. Turning a lot of folks onto the show, I've been hearing. So keep up the good work, Tommy Pubic Hair. We love you. Brent, be easy. Pat, don't kill anybody. I also want to say what's up to my buddy, Crazy Eyes Nick. Mm-hmm. Crazy Eyes Nick is an apt nickname because his eyes look
crazy,
insane. It's like the look in someone's face before they murder you. It's very much
like his soul is coming out through his eyes.
Yeah, and it's like not a normal soul either. It's definitely like a demon soul. It's a little bit like he is all about fucking some shit up. And if you need to buy any coral, we're gonna have him on the show for a little dumpster fire diaries later. He's gonna tell us about his crazy life, because he doesn't just have crazy eyes. He leads a crazy life. The eyes just kind of tell the first little bit of the story, but
it's like prepping you.
It's prepping you for the crazy that's going to come out of his mouth. And I'm fairly certain that at least half of the shit he says is true. So we'll find out. We'll hear all about the dumpster fire diaries coming up soon. I got Nick working on them shits because he got arrested last week or some shit. He was running from the cops. He hid under a porch. Guys were trying to shoot at him. I heard all kind of craziness coming out of this motherfucker's mouth. I said, dude, you got to write this shit down. We got to hear about this shit.
You can't make this shit up.
I think maybe you could. But if you did and you said, hey, this is my life, I hide under porches from guys trying to shoot me, I mean, that's kind of a fucked up thing to make up. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like you wouldn't make that kind of thing up.
I would be shitting my pants.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was shitting in his pants, according to him. So we'll hear all about how much poop he had to clean out of his underwear, whether he just threw that pair of underwear away or he tried to save it. Probably just throw it away. That would be my approach, actually, is to throw it away. Just toss it. There's no saving that underwear. So, thanks to everybody who's been listening to the show. Thanks to all those folks that I just shouted out to. Feel free to hit me up, jason.almy@teamalmy.com. Feel free to send me an email. Tell me how bad I suck. That'd be fine, too. We've got a review for Ready Player One coming out pretty soon, too. We're going to hit that as soon as I can get old Cafaro on the phone, on the horn, talk about Ready Player One and how much that didn't suck. Christina, you liked it, right? It was okay?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was B. It's good.
Yeah, I was going to say I gave it a B.
Gave it a B. Okay. All right. In other news regarding the podcast, I have, over the last week or so, had the lovely opportunity to network with a few fellow podcasters here in the New Hampshire area. So you can also find links to the show on podcastnh.com. Turns out it's just more than just you and me up here in New Hampshire. I don't know if they get as drunk as we do during the show, and I'm not sure about the edibles. I should ask them. They're lost, I know. But
on take 2, there were some edibles.
On take 2, there were some edibles? Mm-hmm. You don't mean tonight, though, do you? Mm-mm. Okay, because we didn't have any edibles tonight. I don't remember. I don't remember having any edibles tonight, unless you slipped some into my wine.
I was going to say, I didn't tell you about.
And we're drinking wine tonight. We're being healthy. We've got a new little health challenge we got going. We're trying to cut back on all the spirits. So for the month of April, we're not having any distilled spirits, no whiskey. That's our favorite is bourbon. So
Fireball.
And Fireball. You did a good job last month on nipping the Fireball in the Firebud. You did a good job.
I did.
You only drank Fireball like half a dozen times last month, which is...
Less than half a dozen.
Less?
Only 4 times.
Only 4. I think I was exaggerating to be funny.
Well, I was
maybe get a reaction out of you.
Well, you did, because you were wrong. And I'm proud of my efforts, because I really could have Fireball every day. In fact, I think I have had period of times where I've had Fireball every day.
Yeah, like since you were 13?
I mean...
Every day since you turned 14?
Don't tell my parents.
Oh, please. The shit your parents have heard come out of our mouths as a result of this fucking show.
Yeah.
I never thought some of the shit we ever talked about would... I never thought we'd have that conversation in front of them. It's weird.
But which says a lot about them, because they're just very chill. They don't realize how chill and cool they are for parents.
They're pretty cool. I feel like we've also prepared them well for some shocking shit. Like, they're going to walk in on us having sex, and it's not even going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even going to be a big thing, because it's like we've already like broken them in. Yeah,
we have broken them in. them in. Like the other night when they came over, and Mom opened up the coffee table drawer,
and she found all.
And we're like, "Don't do it," but she did, and so then she found some herbage.
She found
and
the
then
pot.
we kind of like, and then I voluntarily got up and went to our other stash where the edibles are, and so then we kind of laid it out. And it's not even like we.
I feel like it sounds bad when you start talking about us having multiple stashes. Like,
but what's funny is we don't even smoke or do it a lot. I mean, we've had the same stash
it's
for
like,
what, 6 months or so?
We've been working on this stash since 2007. So it's like the same baggie of weed that we've been. We're not big potheads.
Yeah, we just look cool because we have a couple of items, but they last us a really long time.
We just like to look cool so that when you're in our home and you open a drawer, you find like weed granola and a vape
that's
full
like
of
5 years old.
sativa oil and shit. And it's like, feel free to.
But going up, like reviewing those products with my mom, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I almost feel like
it well.
I feel like after showing her the footage of the guy getting kicked in the nuts by the chick and then yelling, I kind of feel like showing her just a little bit of marijuana feels very tame after that. It's like, oh, look, it's a little marijuana plant. This is 15-year-olds smoke this. Here's a Colombian guy completely naked getting kicked in the dick by a chick wearing boots.
I would argue, though, that showing my mom that we're smoking pot is a little bit different, because the video, it's shocking, but it's like, okay, that's a shocking moment, but the pod is like, oh, I didn't know you guys were engaging in marijuana activity.
Does that seem worse than the amount that we sometimes drink with them?
Well, that's, I mean, my dad has desensitized her. And we've also, that's been a work in progress. So the pot's like a new thing.
I see. So it's just this new layer to the onion that she's unpeeling, and she's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You guys eat marijuana granola? I feel like we almost got her with that bonbon.
I
With a little chocolate?
I feel so bad, though. That would have to be straight voluntary. I would feel really bad.
Yeah, I can't condone dosing people with drugs.
No.
I can't
no pill
condone that.
Cosby.
No pill Cosby. Don't be dosing people with drugs that they don't know about.
Know
Only give people drugs if they consent. And it's probably a good idea to not put your penis inside them when they're on the drugs. I just think it's just a general, I'm no lawyer, but I think that just any legal advice that I would pass on, or even just general life advice that I would give my children, I would say, if you give someone, probably don't give anyone drugs, but if they do ask you for drugs and you do give them drugs, don't put your penis inside them while they're on the drugs. I think if you keep your penis out of people in general, you get in less trouble than if you put your penis in people.
I agree.
Yeah. So
unless it's requested.
But I do kind of feel like your folks are totally going to be able to walk in on us and just doing the craziest shit, like standing on our heads and still managing to get it in, and your parents will just be like, oh my God, is that a goat?
That's how I'd feel if it happened.
Well,
get
acrobatic in our old age.
Yeah, but I just think props to the parents because they're just chill, and they're like we hang out with them a lot, and they're just cool people.
Yeah,
they don't realize it.
They have a good threshold for bullshit and stuff because they come on this podcast and they sit here and. But
I think they enjoy it too, though.
I do think they enjoy it.
I think it entertains them, and they're just open, and they're like, whatever, that's cool. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it is good. I'm glad your folks are cool because if they were not cool, I don't know. I don't think life would be as fun, and I'd have to like. Podcast. I know, and I'd have to pretend to like them, and like, no, I love going to church with your dad, honey. It's great. I don't mind your parents. They don't make me want to kill myself every holiday, and I mean, I'd still get shit faced around them probably, but more just to sneak some shooters. I'd soak a tampon in some.
Put it up your bum.
Golden grain, yeah, put it up the bum.
What's golden grain?
Golden grain is a very high grain alcohol. It's like it's like Everclear. Golden grain is like Everclear. It's I think it's a corn whiskey technically, but it's very, very high proof. It's very, very, you don't drink that stuff by itself. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's quite on that level. I mean, you can actually buy a bottle of golden grain in a store, but people use it to make like those like the punches and stuff in college. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll get a bottle of that and pour it in the punch, and then it just fucks everybody up. And in fact, that actually reminds me, one of the first parties that I threw with my roommates in college the first time, because I'm in college now again, but the first time I was in college, this was the year 2000, so, fuck, I'm old, but in the year 2000.
That's when I started school too.
Yeah, that's so cute.
But I'm not in school anymore.
I was living with a couple of guys, and one of the dudes was just starting grad school. He worked in a lab. He was going to grad school for biochemistry, got a biochemistry PhD. Mm-hmm. This was one of the smartest guys we knew, and he still managed to use a power saw indoors and totally fuck up the carpet. I was like, how are you the smartest guy that I know? Because you just fucked the carpet up. Goodbye, security deposit. At any rate, he thought it would be cheaper to grab some lab-grade ethanol and use that in the punch instead of going to buy.
Gosh.
Yeah, so there's a reason why you don't use lab-grade ethanol, because everybody who drank the shit blacked the fuck out. I'm surprised nobody died. We woke up the next day at noon, and the entire apartment was destroyed. Like shit everywhere. Like all the cushions were off the couch. The motherfucking cushions were unzipped. All the fucking stuffing was pulled out of the cushions. I think somebody had thrown up into one of the empty cushions. Somebody shit in the freezer. Like literally, like stood on a chair or a stool to shit into the freezer. Like they didn't poop onto something and then put it in the freezer. Like they shit in the freezer. There was like broken glass. There was there was a dude like laying on a driveway sleeping between two cars. And I'm like, dog, you're going to get a sunburn out here. It's like bacon. It's like 11:30 and the fucking sun is. So look, that was the first and last time I ever consumed lab grade ethanol. But look, there's two pieces of advice I want you to take away from this podcast. First of all, don't put your dick inside of nobody if you've given them drugs. Okay. So keep your penis out of people you give drugs to. And then B, don't ever drink no lab grade ethanol. Just pony up the $20, go get some fucking 151, go get lit up that way, because I swear to Christ, I probably had a 200 IQ before that night. And now I can't fucking tie my shoelaces. I got to use Velcro. I got to use Velcro to tie my fucking shoelaces because I fucking drank that shit. My fucking brain doesn't work. I could be at Harvard right now. I could be fucking Albert Einstein. I mean, making love to Albert Einstein. But that was my experience with lab grade ethanol. I'm not sure if I've ever told you that or not.
I actually don't think I've heard of that story before.
It was really, I was like just turned 19 and would just started living with these guys. And I was like, oh, you're 23 and in grad school, lab grade ethanol sounds like a great idea. I think I remember at one point saying, is that safe to drink? I mean, it's, oh yeah, it's the same chemical. It's miscible with water. We just use a little less, right? I mean, chemically, it's the same. It's the CH3, CH2, OH. It's a normal organic chemical. You just don't mix as much with it. But we just all black the fuck out. I mean, there was a dude sleeping underneath. We had a pool table at the time. There's like a dude sleeping underneath the pool table. We were finding like the little cue balls like all over the place, all over. Like there's a cup holder in the other room that has a pool ball in it. I mean, motherfuckers got it.
That would have been fun if you took like a video.
Yeah, I mean, it was
too bad.
It's too bad that at the time, like, there was
like flip phones.
There wasn't even flip phones yet. I didn't have a cell phone then.
You didn't have a cell phone?
This was 2000. This was the fall of 2000. I didn't get a cell phone until like 2001, towards the tail end. Oh, so I mean, this was a full year before I got that little Nokia bitch that played Snake.
That's so funny. I had a cell phone because when I went to school. When I started school, I hit 21 the first month I went to undergrad.
Nice.
Which is like a bittersweet thing because I never enjoyed the like living in the dorms or being like I just moved out of my parents' house at 18 and going to school because I had been living in an apartment and a couple years and I got tired of like just working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because I was in the kitchen. I wasn't even like bartending, waitressing. But working in the kitchen and stuff. And I was like, F this. I don't want to be working, doing this. And I got like tired of it. I was smoking cigarettes, smoking pot.
You weren't even lucky enough to get a job at a strip club?
No. But you know what's funny?
Terrible. What's funny?
It's not funny.
Tell us what's funny. We need something funny on this podcast.
Okay, so I mean, it's kind of, I don't even know if I want to share this.
Oh, fuck.
I think let's move on. So when I moved...
how are you going to tease us like that?
Yeah.
How are you? I mean, not just me, but all the people listening. Is this something I don't want to hear? This is like,
Well, no, I don't think it's not that. Okay, so
it's just kind of private.
Yeah, but I guess I don't mind sharing because we.
Are you sure? Because I don't want to push you to share something that's private because this is the internet. I mean, people are going to be able to hear this. Yeah, possibly even your mom and dad.
Let's not share that story.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to edit that whole part out. I'm gonna have to I'm going to have to go back because there's no way I'm going to get... Everybody listening is going to have, like, the most biggest blue balls. Like, I almost heard the fucking story. And you're going to have so many people hitting you up online like, tell me the fucking thing. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell Joanne. Your mom will be like,
there's
what,
even one
Chrissy?
Person. Let's even see.
Yeah, let's see.
But, so, yeah, I moved up when I was 21, when I just turned 21. And so, which was kind of a bummer, too, because I didn't really know anybody. So you turn 21, and I didn't really... have a circle of friends yet, so it's like this big birthday. But
that's kind of you didn't really have a whole bunch of people to take.
Yeah, because literally I moved up there and like 4 weeks later I turned 21, and then also I didn't have like the dorm life.
Yeah, situation. I never lived in a dorm either because I moved.
You never did?
No, as I was telling you, the fall of 2000, I had just turned 19. This was my freshman year of college. And you moved in with people. And I moved in with Ron and Ross and Brian, and Ron was starting grad school. Brian was just finishing up undergrad. Ross was like 1 year ahead of me, and I'm a freshman. So I was moving in with a bunch of older guys. And Ron was already old enough to buy booze, so I mean, it was a problem for me getting into bars for a little while until we found a good fake ID for me. But there was never an issue like, how are we going to get beer or how are we going to get a bottle of rum or whatever.
Do you wish that you had lived in the dorm?
Part of me, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like, you know, you get older, you look back and you think, well, you know, these are all these experiences that like friends had that I didn't.
Yeah, and that you can move out of your parents' house once when you're kind of naive and you've never like experienced life. And then it just seems like such a crazy experience to then go live on campus. Just no restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, I mean, I did have plenty of friends who were like, you know, my age that did live in dorms. So, I mean, I had opportunities to go over there and go like pick a buddy up or whatever and like look inside and be like, fuck, you live in this? Like, fucking shoot. Our kitchen is like almost as big as some of the dorms.
But you were biased though, right? Because you live somewhere else. So you didn't really get the experience of like going and living at the, you know what I mean?
No, I did not get the experience of pulling my covers over my head and pretending to be asleep while my roommate bangs a fat chick. I mean, no, I did not have that pleasant opportunity. I'm kind of sorry I missed out on that because, you know, it would have been, I'm sure the scent, the aroma, the musk would have been enjoyable for me. Pretending to be asleep while that went on.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it would have
would have been very enjoyable.
I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah, so I mean, I think maybe overall a little bit, especially now that I've painted that mental picture, I do kind of miss it. I mean, maybe I could still. It's never too late, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Think they'd let a 37-year-old move into the dorms with his wife as a roommate?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Fuck it. Well, it was a dumb idea anyway.
No.
Fuck me, right? Okay.
It does, like, though, make me think when we have kids and they go to school. I mean, it's just they're so naive going into college. And there's so much, I don't know, they have so many choices. So they have to be, it just makes me think you got to really prep them and prime them. And they just need to be responsible enough to handle that. I mean, it's just a lot.
Do you think our children might listen to this podcast? Because if so, I think maybe they will be prepared for at least some of the weirdness, like getting kicked in the nuts for pleasure. Also not putting their penises in someone they've given drugs to. I feel like they'll be ready for that.
I mean, that's in a long time.
We'll give them good advice. So what kind of advice would you give our kids? Like life advice, like akin to not putting your penis inside of someone you've given drugs to recently.
Are you talking about going to college world or just in general?
I would say like anything. Don't limit yourself to just going to college, but maybe pretend like it's they're moving out. Our little bunny is 18 and she's going off to college, and we've loaded up the truck and we're done sobbing our eyes out. And what is the last advice you want to impart?
Well, it makes me think like reeling it back, I would want to prep them for years prior, you know, like I don't want them to be void of responsibility. Like they need to respect and work, and I want them to, you know, school involvement to me would be the most important. And they just need to be well-rounded, and they need to have responsibilities in the house. Like they need to know
so they need
how
to know,
to live and take care of themselves. They need to know
how to do their laundry. I agree, but
yeah.
I mean like life advice. Like, I don't know what advice. I guess I don't have a lot of advice for young girls so much because it was me and my brothers, so I don't even really know what it's like. But you know, like advice I would give a dude is like, hey, that really shit-faced girl over there, like, don't sleep with her because she might not remember it, and you might get in a little bit of trouble for sleeping with the girl when she's like really shit-faced. So when they're really, really drunk, you know, like maybe don't, you know.
So that would be
like that type of advice.
That would be your parting advice to our son.
Yeah, and like
don't fuck the drunk girl.
Well, yeah, or like don't wait till she's really shit-faced. You know, like get it in before she's falling over. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that could be bad if she's not conscious for it.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you give her drugs, don't sleep with her.
Taking mental notes.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you
we
had
might
some.
need to work on that.
Do you have any bad advice for our kids?
Bad advice.
Yeah, like liquor before beer, you're in the clear, which I think
So
is
that
bullshit
kind of
anyway.
stuff. I mean, like, I do think, going to school, they should enjoy and it, I mean, it's going to be a crazy time where you'll never have that much like freedom. Like, you're never going to have such a lack of responsibility as when you're in college. So enjoy it, but just don't fuck it up.
So you're not gonna you're not gonna sit down with our daughter and say, well, you can't get pregnant if you take it in the butt, hon.
No.
Okay, so you're not gonna. I'm gonna have to tell our daughter that. You're not gonna do that. I was hoping that you would take care of that.
Or they'll
with our
have birth
daughter.
control, which is not anal.
Look, it's the
You know,
old-fashioned
anal
way.
sex, though, if you have chronic anal sex, it can result in you being, it can fuck up your sphincter or your anus, and then you can't control your bowel movements.
So, interestingly, the external anal sphincter is a band of muscle tissue surrounding the outer part of the colon, the very, very distal
important.
part of the colon.
It's an important part.
This is a muscle that is the external anal sphincter is one that you consciously control, unlike a lot of the musculature of the GI tract that's not under your control at all. It's autonomic. The external anal sphincter is the
I feel like you have,
muscle.
you
That's
have
the muscle.
some control, and there's some.
No, but that's
just
hold on.
autono-
The external anal sphincter is the one that you do have control over. That's
Okay.
the one that you can tighten. There's an internal anal sphincter that is autonomic. Yeah.
Like,
so
if
there's
you feel the poop coming out,
Yes.
you can squeeze real hard to prevent it.
or like if you're attempting to massage your lover's penis. Not that I know anything about that. I've said too much.
What do you mean? You squeeze your sphincter?
Well, I mean, like anytime you kind of, I'm not just talking about when you're trying to keep poop in. Of course, when you're trying to keep poop in, that is why the brain gives you the control over that sphincter. And if it was completely autonomic, you would have no control over when you pooped.
Control.
You would simply shit yourself.
I was just thinking that it just doesn't come out, and I'm not always squeezing the sphincter. Like, sometimes it's
No.
just held up.
No.
But when the pressure gets so great, then I feel like that's when I'm more aware, and I'm either keeping it in.
And you're like sweating too. You're like, God, get me to a toilet.
If the pressure is really intense. But so if you have anal sex on a regular basis, you can fuck that up. And so
What are the mechanics? I mean, are we talking
because
about?
it's an out.
You're saying the saloon doors only swing out.
Yes, it wants
The
to
saloon
only,
doors don't swing
yeah.
both ways.
It
The saloon
swing both ways. So by forcing a dick into the anus, it can cause some damage.
You're talking about pushing the door the wrong way.
Pushing
You're
the
talking
door
about
the wrong way.
just opening it.
Yeah.
It's like a pull, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until the hinge
haven't-
breaks, and then you're in.
Yeah, I haven't
that feels
researched
nice.
it.
I was wondering because it's the internal and external anal sphincters that I just described, and this is how you can tell them. Oh, is there any of that wine left? Pass that shit over here. Because we're being healthy this month. We're not drinking any spirits. We're just drinking wine. So we're just gonna binge on fucking wine because that's like heart healthy and shit. So I can be like an alcoholic and have like a healthy. Because I'm getting like resveratrol and fucking tannins and shit.
Yes,
like
that's
that.
exactly
I
that.
don't even know
heart
what
healthy.
any of that shit is, but I fucking heard it's good for you. So.
But Jason is making me do a podcast at about my bedtime.
Yeah, it's your bedtime.
It's my sleepy time, anyways.
Yeah, it's about 7.
Bedtime is
it's about 7 p.m. The sun is just now
I
setting.
mean, I don't even think you need to exaggerate. It's only 9:30, so it's not like that sounds late.
That is a little sad, but you're also an insomniac, so you're up at like 3 every morning, 3:15.
Yeah, between 3 and 5.
Yep,
My wake time.
that fucking blows.
It does fucking blow. And I wanted to get up tomorrow and work out because today it obviously didn't work out. But anyways, so yeah, the sphincter is delicate.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it's a band of muscle tissue that runs perpendicular to the direction of the flow of things, poop. So I was just wondering how you damage those. I mean, I guess maybe if there's connective tissue in there that you can damage. I would think, though, that you would regain some elasticity of the anal sphincter, though. I mean, over time.
But if you like tear it, that would cause scar tissue. The scar tissue likely doesn't have the same function.
No, I can see that if you completely tear a muscle. I mean, if you pull a muscle off of its connection, you have to have that surgically reattached. It doesn't know how to, if you people have done that with a bicep, for instance, they've detached the bicep here at the shoulder, and that whole bicep muscle falls down. I mean, you need to have that surgically repaired. Otherwise, it doesn't know. I mean, it doesn't just suck itself back up and heal.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what comes up for me is those cells or the tissue is genetically made. Its function is to contract and relax, but I don't know how. I mean, it's only going to expand for a big poo, but it's still coming out, and it's not like forcing itself in, and like all the the thrusting or whatever. I mean, that's going to cause damage, and then
you mean the thrusting of a man with a penis thrusting into the anus.
I mean,
or a woman
whatever.
with a strap on.
Yeah.
But look, I just got to say, if you're well, no, actually, that's called pegging, right? That's pegging when a guy gets his wife. Like if I was like a weird
pegging.
sexual freak. Well, take some notes, okay?
So much from you.
Take some notes because the weekend is coming up.
Is this a request?
This might be. So at any rate, the pegging is when the man buys his wife a strap-on dong, and so you put this strap-on dong on.
Is that the present that's on my pillow?
Yeah, that's the box that came in the mail today for you. So.
For me.
Yeah.
Sounds like for you.
Yeah, well, it's for both of us. That's why I'm growing my hair out, too, so you can pull it from behind. So you can just smack my ass and pull my long hair. It's not because I want to look like some kind of hippie podcaster. So you can pull my hair.
You don't have your hat on.
But pegging, that is true. We're going to have to go grab that. So pegging is when the man buys the lady a strap-on dong, and the lady wears the strap-on dong, and, gives it to him. He bends over, she gets behind him, mounts him, grasps his hips,
My goodness.
spreads his buttocks, and then just goes to town on him. It's called pegging. So if you want to Google that, you can Google pegging.
I feel like I have a pretty good visual.
You have a feeling you know what it looks like.
Well.
I feel like we could probably find something. I'll text Brian.
Oh,
and
perfect.
See if he can send me some pegging videos.
He probably just has it in his arsenal of videos.
Yeah, I mean it's in his Rolodex of fucked up
Exactly what I
porn.
was
He just
thinking.
pegging. Okay, I've got 3 of those.
Yeah.
Let me find
Let me
you
get to
those.
the piece.
Pegging. Here you go. This his chick is really giving it to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
yeah, that's so that. How did we start talking about pegging again? What the fuck?
I don't know how we got to
Well, thank you for pouring me more wine. At least I can be
You're
I
welcome.
can be
Just
heart
filled
healthy.
that bottle.
Yep, I should have bought 2.
No, one's fine. One's plenty.
It feels so healthy to drink wine instead of drinking spirits. It's just like, God damn it, I'm gonna die soon.
No, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, drinking
You don't
wine.
get that
it's
way
like,
with wine.
I'm gonna be like 100-year-old Greek lady. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna go be on Okinawa eating sushi at 2107 or whatever.
But they still drink in moderation. So drinking 2 bottles of wine isn't in moderation. So I've already exceeded what's moderate for a female.
It's a start.
You're still pretty close for a dude.
It's a start.
It's better than drinking liquor, though.
Yeah, we still have that Rebel Yell single barrel 10-year.
Why you want some?
Well, we're not allowed to drink it until May, so I do kind of want some, but no, I'm gonna utilize my willpower.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
flex
we
my
should.
willpower muscles. We'll just stick to the wine. Mm-hmm. Plus, you got to get up and work out tomorrow.
I do.
Yeah, I'm getting up at 6 to go to class.
Yeah.
Got biochem in the morning. Maybe we'll learn about anal sphincters. Probably not. That was more
not.
A&P. Mm-hmm. That was anatomy and physiology. That's how I know so much about anal
Pathophysiology.
sphincters.
Do you have to take a pathophysiology class?
I don't think I'm taking a
Fucked up
pathophys.
shit. Oh my God.
No shit.
It's just, you see some pictures.
Is it like anal
oh my
diseases
God.
or what are we
It's
talking
like
about?
all kind of crazy. I mean, it's all fist. So it's just some nasty stuff.
So it's like a list of fucked up shit that can happen
I have a
to you.
huge book in the other room. That's all just the fucked up shit that can
sounds
happen.
sexy. Maybe we can look at that before you peg me.
So,
That'll get us in the mood.
foreplay.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice little foreplay. Like, look at the crotch mold on that guy's balls. Oh
There
my
was some
God, I'm hard.
STDs.
Get me now.
Yeah, it was some nasty. It was
Get
just
me
crazy.
now. And just smack me on the face with that big old dong just to warm it up. Warm it up.
Warm it up.
So, you haven't called me a motherfucker yet today. At least not since we've been recording, which is
Not since we've been recording.
not since we've been recording. It's funny that you'll talk about holding in your poop on a podcast, and that's cool, but you haven't called me motherfucker yet. I feel like you've taken to calling me motherfucker a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just kind of flows.
Yeah, it just kind of comes out. I mean, you say it. I mean, it sounds like it comes from a place of love, but it's almost like, you know, it's like a casual motherfucker. It's not like you're mad at me. You're like, you fucking motherfucker.
No, I would never call you motherfucker being mad.
Not out of anger. Not out of anger. Just as
playful.
as a pet name. Like, what's your pet name for your husband? I call my husband my honeybee. I call my husband motherfucker.
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 Yeah, so I showed you Pulp Fiction one time, and this is what I get. You turn into fucking Samuel L. Jackson on my ass. Every time she called me motherfucker, I think, man, my wife is slowly transforming into Samuel L. Jackson. When I wake up and you're like 6'3", bald and black, that's when I'm going to be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I don't even need the strap on to peg me anymore. My wife is Samuel L. Jackson now.
And then I'd be rich.
So I actually, recently I asked you to read some Samuel L. Jackson lines. I thought it would be kind of funny to hear you, because you've taken to calling me motherfucker so cutely, and it is kind of funny when you're like, motherfucker. But I thought, you know, maybe it would be, we could like increase your repertoire of movie lines, and you know, you could have some funny things. Yeah, you don't have a lot, but wouldn't it be funny if you had a few that you could drop randomly when everyone's drunk?
I can't think of anything better.
A few Samuel L. Jackson lines would be great. Like,
would be great.
Next time Uncle B comes in here with all the fucking granola and gets everybody fucking hammered on those little marijuana gummies, and we're all fucked up, and you can just jump in and be like, motherfucker, and start spouting off some Samuel L. Jackson lines. All right, so I have one for you today. I've prepared you a little bit. This is a very well-known Samuel L. Jackson line from the classic film Snakes on a Plane.
Which I've never seen.
You've never seen Snakes on a Plane? That was going to be my next question, was whether or not you've seen Snakes on a Plane.
Doesn't sound like the type of movie I'd watch. Unless I was with you.
We're getting fucked up this weekend and watching Snakes on a Plane. And we'll drink an entire fucking box of wine, like classy motherfuckers. And then we'll watch Snakes on a Plane. Snakes on a Plane is a classic film. And if you have ever seen Snakes on a Plane sober, you're either 8 years old or the lamest motherfucker that's ever existed, because you don't watch this shit sober. If you've got half a fucking brain, you watch 15 minutes of this shit and you just say, all right, I'm pausing this shit now to go get fucked up. I'm coming back in 30 minutes. Or you just say, you know what, I can't watch this.
I'm 8, so
I'm
it's
turning.
okay.
Yeah, I'm 8, so it's okay. I don't know the difference. So I'm gonna play this line for you. We'll let you hear it, and then we'll see what you can do to replicate it. How you feel about that?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, this is going to be fun. All right, so here is the famous Samuel L. Jackson quote from Snakes on a Plane.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in!
So that is the famous Samuel L. Jackson line. Do you think you have it? Do you want to hear it one more time?
Do one more time.
One more time.
And then you just have to let me repeat it, because I won't remember it.
Okay, one more time, okay? All right, it's only a few words. Motherfucker is 2 of them, or 1 of them. Repeated.
It's like a lot of words.
All right, so here we go. One more time.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
All right.
Strap in!
Okay.
No, let me go.
All right, let's hear it.
I have had it. I have had enough of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
All right, that was pretty good. I'm going to give you a chance to swallow that.
Swallow what?
The fucking calcium chew you just put in your mouth on a goddamn podcast.
What calcium?
1 hour. That's all I need is just 1 hour without you chewing on anything or fiddling with anything. And exactly, I just need 1 hour, please. So let me play this for you one more time, okay? You are stepping all over this bit. It's supposed to be kind of funny too. And just like, oh, let me just start chewing on a calcium chew. So I'm going to have to come in through here and edit. I wanted to release this tonight. I'm going to have to edit this.
You don't have to edit it.
All right. One more time, okay? Because I know you can. I know you can get this. I know you got this. I know you got it. Okay. One more time.
Go.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Everybody strap in.
All right. One more time, honey. Give it to me.
I've had about enough. Enough is enough.
This is actually worse than your last attempt. I'm sorry.
I have about had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
That's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Everybody strap in.
Okay. You got the everybody strap in part. All right. So one more time from the top. Let's give you another rep. Give me a little bit of emotion. You're feeling. You've had it. That's enough is enough. You have had it up to here. You've had it up to
with
here.
These motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking flight. Fuck you, something Jackson. Strap in.
That was pretty
Bam.
good. That was pretty good. That was
Bam.
that was okay. That was pretty good. That was actually pretty spot on Samuel L. Jackson impersonation.
Thank you.
I actually, that last one there, I think you nailed it. I don't think I could tell a difference between, I'm going to actually play that back and we're going to listen to that and compare your version against Samuel L. Jackson. I don't think there's a difference. I don't think there's a bit of difference.
I think mine's probably better.
I think yours might even be better. So when they make a sequel to Snakes on the Plane, which they invariably will, I think that they should
Reach out to me.
Reach out to you to replace
I'll
the
do the
Samuel L.
voiceover.
Jackson role. Yeah. You can replace Samuel L. Jackson. You're practically the same person.
Practically.
Yeah. I mean, he's a tall, bald, black man. You're a average height
White girl.
with hair. Yeah, you got like
hair.
hair on your head, so you're not a bald lady or man.
Nor male, nor
Yeah.
black.
And you're Caucasian, so you're practically the same guy, girl, person.
In today's world, blend
It's
together.
a wash. Yeah, it's a wash. It's a wash. So I think what I will do, since you sounded so much like Samuel L. Jackson, I'm just going to bring you some, maybe next week we'll find another famous Samuel L. Jackson quote. If anybody's got some Samuel L. Jackson quotes they'd like to hear my wife read terribly, you can email me. Wonderfully. What did I say?
Terribly.
Oh, I meant wonderfully. If anybody wants to hear my wife's spot-on Samuel L. Jackson impersonation, jason.almy@tmailme.com. Email me if you want to hear any Samuel L. Jackson quotes. We know he's got a ton of great shit, saying motherfucker a whole bunch.
Motherfucker.
You got to say it with like an A at the end, though. It's like
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
I don't say motherfucker. I say motherfucker.
I know. You need to soften the R out a little bit. Motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like a Bostoner. How would a Bostoner say it? They don't say lobster. They say lobster.
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 That's different. And so what's an interesting little tidbit too, though, is because I'm not a mom yet, Jason would tweak me calling him a motherfucker to a wife fucker.
Yeah,
because I'm not yet a mom.
I am not a motherfucker, technically,
Not
because you're
yet.
not a mom. So, at best,
A wife fucker.
I
Just
can-
doesn't flow as well.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Just a little
Motherfucker just
fact.
flows off the tongue.
It
a lot
does.
better.
It does, and it's comical. It can be.
It
It's
is.
it's a comical nickname. Like
Yeah.
titweight.
Wait, that one's better than mother. I mean, calling me a motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
We'll just keep working on that, Samuel L.
We will.
Jackson. If you just practice it in the mirror, like, every day.
In the shower.
In the
Driving to
shower, that'd
work.
be good. Yeah, driving to work, that's great. Maybe like on a conference call too. You can
Like have
call,
kind of
yeah.
like Tourette's. I'm just practicing.
Yeah. You can almost bust that line out. That line is very useful. I know it's like you've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, but it's a very, I mean, it replaced snakes with something else.
I've had it with these snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
I've had
motherfucking-
it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Indeed.
Strap up, motherfucker.
Strap in. I think he's telling everybody to strap in because they're about to, I don't know, they were in the air. A whole bunch of snakes came out of nowhere.
Get your booty ready.
Get your booty ready. I'm going to peg it.
Peg it.
Get that booty
Give me
ready.
that pill, Cosby.
Give me that pill. Well, actually, you better give them the pill Cosby because if you take that pill Cosby,
You ain't gonna
you're
be
just
pegging
asleep with a
nothing.
boner. No, you're not pegging nothing.
Going in your bum.
Indeed. Someone's going to roll you over. Mm-hmm. You're going to wake up after that pill Cosby and your butt is going to hurt.
Maybe not. Maybe it's used to it.
Oh, you mean you've damaged your external anal sphincter so badly
Yeah.
that it's not even, doesn't even hurt the
good.
next day anymore.
Maybe
like
you like the volunteer. Like,
you've
I
been
got
taking
this.
pill Cosby for so many years that it's just,
No, let me.
no, please allow
I'll
me.
take pill Cosby.
I'll take the pill Cosby, everybody.
And it's like you take it, you take your clothes off, and then you lay down ass up. And I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go, motherfuckers.
you've-
Let's go.
You've painted a lovely picture with your words.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was imagining Samuel L. Jackson the entire time you said that too, like disrobing, laying down. Maybe still have his like Nick Fury eye patch on. Yeah, from the Marvel movies. But basically laying down with his ass up in the air and just
Smile. And follow those.
night night motherfuckers.
Come get it.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, Samuel L. Jackson.
Honey.
I love Samuel L. Jackson. How are we going to talk about him like this? How are we going to disrespect him like this?
It's his movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he really. I mean, he just said motherfucker and killed some snakes. He didn't.
Yeah, but he made that movie, so
Yeah, but
that
he didn't talk
deserves
about
to be
Bill
made fun
Cosby
of.
or pegging or.
No, but you make a shit movie, you're bound to be the butt of some jokes.
But you haven't
Ha,
seen
ha,
Snakes
ha.
on a Plane yet. You
Butt
don't
of
know.
some
The
jokes.
butt of some jokes. The B-U-T-T
The
of some jokes.
B-U-T-T.
Ah.
I haven't seen it. I mean,
It's a classic.
what's it called again?
Snakes on a Plane.
I mean, that alone would deter me from seeing it. It's like
That would
if you
deter you.
can't come up with a better fucking name than
There's no such thing.
Snakes on a Plane.
It's the best name there
It's a
is.
terrible name. You know it is. You just being contradictory.
It's a good name. It's very descriptive. It
terrible
tells you
name.
exactly
It's a
what to
retarded
expect.
name.
There's a plane. It's
With
full
snakes.
of snakes. What else do you want from me? You know what I mean? I mean, how does it? It's not like The Shape of
that's
Water.
painful.
It's not like The Shape of Water. Water didn't have a shape. I don't even know what that movie's about. I haven't seen it yet, but you know that title is nonsense.
Did you actually see that movie?
The Shape of Water?
No, the
Snakes on a Plane? Yeah, I told you I own it on DVD. In the
no,
other
you
room.
don't.
Yeah, I got Snakes on a Plane.
You own that?
I own Snakes on a Plane.
You're fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. I got Snakes on a Plane in the other room.
Why?
I told you we're going to get fucked up and watch it this weekend. Do you think I was fucking around?
Yes.
Everything I say on this podcast is 100%
No,
serious.
it's not.
So
You're fucking with me right now. You do not have that movie.
I do. I have
You
Snakes
do
on a Plane.
not.
I have Snakes on a Plane. Hang on just one sec. I got Snakes on a Plane and I can prove that I got Snakes on a Plane. I can prove it.
Did you pause it?
Nope.
You're still recording.
Yep.
He's totally full of shit.
Nope.
That sounds like such a bad movie. You're not fucking with me.
I'm
I
not fucking. I
cannot
told
even.
you I wasn't fucking with you. Told you I got that motherfucking movie. I got that fucking movie. Look at that shit. How good does that look? Don't you want to watch that tonight?
Oh my god, I cannot believe you have this. A fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat thrill ride. I think they're talking a little bit highly of themselves.
Well, it's like when
What's the little thing? Did you steal this from somewhere?
No, I think I bought it from a video store. You know, back when they still had video rental places.
Yeah.
So
Blockbuster.
they would sell the used DVDs because they'd buy
The
a shit
shit
ton of them.
ones.
Well, they'd sell the good ones too because you know they'd buy like
Shit ones.
they'd buy like 50 of them when they were brand new. So they would have plenty of inventory, but then as the movie aged, they wouldn't need 50 copies anymore, so they would sell off some. And I used to go. I probably got that for $5.
Sounds like too much.
How much do you think I overpaid for that?
$4.01.
So I should have paid 99 cents for that.
That was impressive math.
Well, I am pretty impressive. So, when we watch Snakes on a Plane this weekend, you gotta
That'll
change
be
your
a
tune.
fantastic review.
You gotta change your tune. Yeah,
That'll
we're
be
gonna
our
review
next
Snakes
review.
on a Plane. I was actually
We
thinking
get a
we shouldn't.
fucking notebook.
We shouldn't just review good movies. I mean, we should review some shitty ones too.
So you're saying that's a shitty movie?
I mean, look, it's not. It's Snakes on a Plane.
So that means you overpaid for it for $4 by
No,
$4
I think
and
for
1
$5
cent.
it was worth it.
How
I
many
think it was
times
worth
have you
$5.
watched it?
I saw it in the theater. I went to see it in the theater and I got shit faced. I brought some Southern Comfort into that movie. Actually, I snuck it into my boot and drank a bottle of Southern Comfort. It was a small bottle, but it was one of those like little 375ers. And then stumbled to Chick-fil-A. I think it was with my brother and maybe a buddy of mine named Brandon, and we stumbled to Chick-fil-A after that movie. But at any rate, it was a entertaining film, and like I said, don't watch it sober, and we'll be fine. Look, you'll enjoy it as long as you're a little bit drunk. Okay, a lot drunk. As long as you're a lot drunk, you'll love it.
It sounds like a cartoon or comic or something.
It sounds like it really should have been. But no, I mean, I think it was just really silly. They just came up with the name of the movie first and then kind of
Built a
filled
movie
in.
about
Yeah,
it?
built in a movie. Said, okay, we got this lame name for a movie, Snakes on a Plane. Now let's write it. I think it was like the internet too. Everyone was like, oh, look, Samuel L. Jackson's going to be in this movie. And everybody thought it was going to be great. And
And it wasn't.
it wasn't. It wasn't great.
Well, I look forward to watching it.
I know. You're excited now, right?
So excited.
Yeah, nobody can see, but
fucking
you just did a
crazy.
backflip. So that
Yeah.
was... You
Got my headphones on too.
Yeah, kept the headphones on, did a backflip. And those are wired headphones.
Yeah.
Those got a cord on it. It's not easy. Well, honey,
Yes, honey. Schnookums.
schnookums. It's always lovely when you call me schnookums. We don't sound lame at all. Not that I'm worried about that kind of thing. So
We're out of wine, so
we are out of wine. That's usually when we wind things down. So I guess we got to go maybe walk to the Cumbies and try to find some wine or something. I don't know. Keep this party rolling. But I do just want to comment on one of the podcasts I was listening to, one of the other New Hampshire podcasts. The name of the podcast is We Need to Talk. And I was listening, I was catching up on some of the episodes this week as I was networking with the fellows over there at that show. So it's Meter and Pepin over there that run that show. And they had a brief show that actually, I think you listened to part of it with me as well, where they were talking about
oh man.
the adult nursing, the adults who they
Breastfeed.
are best breastfed to as part of their sexual fetish. I thought that crossed over pretty well with some of our previous topics where we've talked about odd sexual fetishes. I wanted to know what you think. What do you think about adult males, specifically ones with beards that you're married to, suckling at your breast when you are lactating? How does that make you feel in general?
I mean, to be honest, I would be curious to hear so I would be open to it because I want to know, how was that?
You want to know how it tastes, you mean?
I'm a little curious as to how that would go and
You're being a bit vague. I'm just wondering, do you mean specifically how
I mean, I'm
breast
not
milk...
curious. I don't want to taste it.
Okay.
But it would be interesting for you to do it and then report back.
So you're saying you're open.
I am.
Whoa. All right. Holy shit. Well, all right. I never said... I used myself as an example, but I never said...
Would you try it?
I mean, I only drink the finest breast milks. It's 100% Cambodian.
So is that saying my breast milk isn't good enough?
No, your breast milk has got to be the best breast milk. Your breast milk has got to be the best milk. Breast milk is the best milk. I'm saying I'll give it a shot. Why not?
It's so
You
crazy.
know, but isn't it weird though that like you will drink, like human beings will readily drink certain other
Cow's
secretions. No, I don't just mean milk, but I mean like, so you'll drink breast milk. Like every baby that's ever been breastfed has drank breast milk. This is a secretion.
Yeah.
It's a bodily fluid of the mother. But like you wouldn't, let's say you wouldn't drink someone else's saliva or their snot, their mucus, or their urine. I mean, so there are certain bodily fluids that like we're just instinctively like, no, why would the fuck would you drink pee? That's disgusting. But on the other hand, every baby that's ever been breastfed has drank breast milk, and that's not weird at all. We're even discussing there's some hypothetical future where I drink your breast milk, but we would never discuss me drinking your pee.
But we can also
Isn't
look
that
at
weird?
it. Well, I mean, I guess not really, though, if we look at the function of breast milk versus urine versus saliva. Like breast milk is, its whole purpose is to feed a baby.
Well, it's
to
more
feed the
nutritious
young.
than urine for sure.
The urine is byproducts of metabolism.
It's a
and
nitrogenous
the waste.
byproduct that we've got to get rid of.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just waste.
Yeah.
And saliva isn't meant for us to eat, but it's a function.
It's already in your mouth. It's not that gross.
But it's supporting eating. So it's like it's a tool to help us. So it's not meant for us to eat. It's there to help us eat.
Yeah.
Where the breast milk is specifically for food and nutrition. So it's like they're kind of different, so in our head we set that up.
I wouldn't say that breast milk and urine are the same because, they're quite different. But I just think it's odd that, human beings make all of these fluids and like most of them are pretty gross and you're like, oh, I don't want any part of that. But breast milk, I mean, pretty much every human being on the planet's going to have some of that at some point. But
I think we've created social norms around it. That's we don't see any benefit to consuming urine or whatever. So then that's taken on a negative, but I'm sure you can imagine a different world where if the social construct around, certain things was different, then you would totally have a different expectation around it. And maybe there's a world where you eat saliva or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you certainly swallow your own saliva, and then when we kiss,
it's not gross.
It's not gross when we kiss either. But if you saw
Probably have a cup of your saliva.
Yeah, if you were just spitting in a cup all day, I wouldn't want to drink that. But I'll kiss you readily. But if you were just
totally kiss you readily, yeah.
You ever see those guys who dip and they just spit it back in there, and you're like, oh god. When it's clear, when it's like they're using the clear 20-ounce plastic bottle too, and you're like, fuck,
It's
man,
not
I can
gross.
see
Well,
that. It's
Coke.
like, yeah, it's gross. It looks all orange and shit. It's very
It's
disgusting.
gross.
So, with the breast milk thing though, that's, to me, it's a fascinating thing. With the drinking on the breast milk, do you feel like we're maybe more open to breast milk consumption versus something else? Like I mentioned urine as an example because it's another copious liquid that's produced, in mass by the human body, and we all experience urine a little bit. But do you think that maybe it's like we all, because like I mentioned, we all breastfed, so it's like it's not
we all breastfeed, but
I mean,
it's a very socially acceptable.
Indeed, but it's like it's not just human beings. Like every fucking mammal ever has breastfed, like going back millions, like geological time. We're not even talking about like, oh, well, I breastfed when I was young. So, I mean, how much do you feel like suckling a nipple is like a natural thing?
Well, I think it's a very natural thing, although I don't think Western societies are overly comfortable with it, because there's a lot with, and I don't know if this is on the same page of what you're saying, but there's a lot of discussion around, where when women are breastfeeding, there's comments about, oh, she shouldn't be doing that in public, or she shouldn't be bearing herself, or she should be hidden to feed her baby. And so I don't think it's like 100% accepted in terms of people's comfort if somebody's sitting next to you and feeding her baby.
But is that ironic? Because I kind of feel like everybody on the planet Earth is like okay with sucking on a titty. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like in the podcast,
There's
kind of like
a lot of cultures though where that's completely acceptable, and it's much more
like you still breastfeeding that kid at like 8 years old.
Yeah, I mean, even that. But I think there's a lot of cultures that support it, but our culture does not.
I don't just mean like the public breastfeeding, because people are divided on whether or not it should be a public thing. But I just mean that like that primal urge at like the most base area of your medulla oblongata that just tells you like suck a titty. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think it's a male thing. I think because female babies breastfeed as well. I mean, I think it's like a very base thing. It's like.
Well, do you think it's like a natural thing, or do you think it's something
totally
we're learned?
Natural. No, I think it's totally natural thing. I think every mammal that's ever existed on the planet, like you instinctively latch on a nipple. You don't have to tell a baby kitten that's where the food is. The baby kitten that's like 1 day old knows I need to go suckle at this titty.
But I think there's probably there's hormones or there's pheromones or there's something helping to pull them in.
But it's not a learned behavior. You didn't have to teach it. It's biochemical. I mean, it's there's something in our brain that says suck on a titty, which is why I'm saying, like, when I was listening to that podcast and was talking about adults sucking on titties and drinking breast milk, maybe the drinking breast milk thing is a little bit more specific because you got to find a lady who's lactating in order to drink that breast milk. But what I'm saying is it's not that weird of a sexual fetish, because I think every single one of us, we come from a species that came from a species that came from another species, all the way back to the first mammal to crawl out of a cave after the dinosaurs got obliterated, that said, you got to suck on a titty. Like, that's how you live. You suck on a titty. So I feel like it's the most
word. Isn't there a different word we could use than titty?
I don't know. I think titty is just, it's supposed to be humorous. I mean, if we were doing a more scholarly show, I might say breast or something like that. But
the titty just sounds like, I don't know. You can
sounds
say
like titty. Are you sure? I don't want to make you uncomfortable by saying titty.
It's definitely not making me uncomfortable.
Okay. Is it just, do you want me to say boob? I mean, titty just sounds more like, I don't know, nipple. I mean, maybe that's more anatomically correct.
It's better than titty. Titty sounds like college.
I see. We're weaving back to the college thing. Why does titty sound like college?
I don't know. It's not a very refined word.
It's certainly not refined, but this is not a refined show, so.
Well, we're kind of talking about kind of an interesting topic, though. It's kind of blending a little seriousness and a little bit of...
Yeah, I think maybe you're perceiving that, because I'm not trying to be very serious at all. I think
we're talking about but you're talking about
I'm talking about how every organism on a planet Earth want to suck a titty, and how normal it is to want to suck a titty. That's all. That's the only. That
sounds like evolution.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some basis in science as well.
I thought that's totally the route you were going.
I'm sure there's some basis in science as well. I just think mammals like sucking on titties. So old dudes that like to adult breastfeed, I don't think is that weird. That's all I'm saying. I think it's perfectly normal for adult dudes to want to breastfeed on some shit.
Breastfeed, that sounds better.
Suck on a titty. All right, well, I will let you go to sleep. We'll just wrap this bullshit up right here. And I want to thank everybody again for listening to the show. Let's go hit up the website, teamalley.com, or go check us out at podcastnh.com. Check out some of the other shows like Damn You Diary and We Need to Talk. Check those guys out and those ladies out at Damn You Diaries. Damn You Diary, it's a pretty good show. Everybody, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week. We got Kafaro coming in, and we will talk about Ready Player One, and hopefully my wife won't yawn so much. All right, love you, everybody.
I'm rising out the ashes, see a way that comes to my face. A giant walking ball of blind love turned to hate. All the feelings always kept me down in dirt, turned to rage. Grab a rapper by his head and shred him up like a page. I'm amazing, like Ye was on 808s. And heartbreak, so my ex cry when I make it. I ain't got no tolerance and I ain't got no patience, and that ain't gonna change, so better get up out my face, man. So I like bad music, I might just be a bad person. If you see my thoughts and things I think you won't want, let me catch you looking.